today. Hey, hey, hey. We up on IG. IG. Hey, 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 baby. Here we go. All right, here we go. Hey. All right, we out. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Man Lucrative Podcast. I am the host, the one, the only, make me know 7 in the building. He's here. This is episode 188. And this episode is brought to you by Phoenix Audio. If you need a microphone, you need some in-ears, you need to set up at your club, you need to set up at your church, and you need to run the PA, go holler at Phoenix Audio. Tell them Magneto 7 sent you from the Man Lucrative Podcast. Yo, everybody is laughing that was on Twitch earlier. I got a few people that's on TikTok. I was like, yo, the trees is outside going crazy right now, spraying everywhere. I'm not going to use the words that I said when I first said it because it'll be a little vulgar. But just know, if you outside and you got your mouth open up, them trees is coming for you. Y'all can see me a little bit more on TikTok, but my face is breaking out everything. Just trees just going crazy. It's going crazy. It's trees. Well, it's just trees. It's just trees. Let me do some shout outs right quick. I got Crowded Day Walker that's been with here. Crowded Day Walker, what up, big boy? Man, what up? Kurt Electro, what up, big dog? Praise, what is it? Praise, Tolam. I think that's praise. I'm going to say Tahim. I'm speaking tongues. I'm a Christian, so I can make these jokes. But anyway, welcome. Africa, what's going on? Lim, what's going on? What's popping with you? The old school, is it the old school station? What's up? Zalchemist, what's popping? DJ content creator, what's popping? KC Gray, what's going on, girl? And a God from above. What is this? I'm gonna give you a clap. I don't understand these. I don't understand your screen name, but I'm gonna give you a clap for being here. So thank you. But as I was saying, yo, the trees is going crazy. I'm not going to make this whole podcast about tree jizz. I promise you. I'm not. Or tree nut. I'm not going to do that. I promise you I'm not going to do that. But, do y'all hear this? This phlegm in my throat? It don't make me feel comfortable. It don't make me feel at one with my manhood. It's like, what's in my throat? Y'all know. I like to have fun. But anyway... hopefully everybody's weekend has been great. My weekend has been different. I think what happens when you add extra things into your schedule and you already got a busy schedule, that is a balancing act for real. That is a real balancing act. I think some of what I had going on, shouts out to JL. She was here this week. Came into the studio and we did a whole vocal session, a 10-hour vocal session in the studio, 10 hours. But anyway, I went live for a little bit just during the studio session, and mostly because I wanted to make sure that people could see I'm holding myself accountable. I'm not just holding y'all accountable, I'm also holding myself accountable for doing the 30 for 30 challenge. Shouts out to everybody who's doing the 30 for 30 challenge. Yeah. Now we are behind by like a day or two. So I am going to do some extra, maybe one extra live today, so we can do the whole class segment. And I might try to interject a little bit of the 30 for 30 challenge, like the teaching part of it. I might try to talk about it a little bit on today's pod, just so that everybody can start getting caught up and I have to just edit it on the back end. But whatever I got to do, y'all gonna get it. So anyway, as I was saying, is when you add more things into your schedule and you're already busy, it is low-key like somebody dosing you up and kicking. I can only imagine, y'all know how to go to the worst case scenario. I can only imagine how slavery felt. And I can only imagine how, like, when they moved from slavery to the World War I, II, Civil Rights, Civil War, all that stuff. I can only imagine you doing all of this stuff in addition to working. It is like work on top of work on top of work, and I'm not really getting treated the best. So it's like I respect anybody that came up in that time period that's still alive. Yo, I honestly want to interview some of y'all because I don't get it. I don't get it. I only had the only extra thing that I added to my schedule was doing the 30 for 30 challenge, which is a lot. The 30 for 30 challenge is a social media, what is it? It's a social media accountability program that I created. A social media accountability program. I'll tell you what I mean. So every day, the premise of the 30 for 30 came from me coaching musicians, especially on these lives when I would do live music reviews on TikTok. And I had something last year called the 30-day social media, no, the 30-day social media jumpstart. That's what it was. The 30-day social media jumpstart. And it was just a PDF. I was telling people, yo, this is what you could do to build your fan base. If you're trying to get your streams up, you could do this. If you want to get booked at some clubs, you could do this. And I was just giving people plays, right? Every time I go live, I'll give people plays on this is how you start building it. This is how you start monetizing it. Well, I noticed for some of the people that started to do the 30 for 30 challenge or the 30-day social media jumpstart, all those people that started doing it, they were having 1,000 other questions because they would get a little bit of leverage and they say, okay, well, look, so and so want to book me. What I need to do next? Or so and so, my streams done jumped up 20%, or my streams done jumped up 50%. What I need to do next? Or I got more people following me on IG or on TikTok. What I need to do next? And I was like, okay, all of your what can you do next needs to be put in the form of a program. Because remember, I always aim to solve problems. I aim to solve problems. I don't want to babysit an idea. I don't want to babysit a problem. I want to solve it. And I think the more we get into that space of just solving the problem, the better off we will be. But anyway, I said, all right, y'all keep sending me DMs and y'all saying y'all doing the 30-day social media jumpstart. You're getting some leverage, but you don't know what to do next. So that's when I created this year. This year I created something called the 30-day social media challenge, right? And I'm not making all this ad. I'm just breaking it down so people that might watch this now or they might watch this on playback, if y'all want to do it, then y'all understand what it is that you're doing. So the 30-day social media jumpstart, the 30-day social media challenge consists of posting every day for 30 days, right? Reach out to 30 people in the DMs or the emails every day, 30 days. 30 days, you got to reach out to 30 people. All right. In addition to that, you got to start building up your platform to make it better. I talked about how to work on your artist bio. I talked about press kits. I talked about the product lines that you present to people. I even talked about the right way to reach out to people in the DMs. Because this is, and I'm not going to make this a whole business moment, but I just want, again, I'm just telling you. It's a lot of the times where artists will reach out to producers and then they wonder, or not even just producers, artists might reach out to producers, or if the artist is reaching out to a company and they want the company to back a certain product, or if it's a sponsorship or whatever you're chasing, right? What y'all don't understand is the people don't reach back out to you because maybe your approach was bad. The way you approached the whole situation, it just didn't make sense for them. So in return, they say, all right, well, I'm gonna just put you in the junk file. I'm gonna put you in junk mail. I'm gonna put you in the spam. And that's the reason they do it, because you didn't approach the situation properly. Right? So I created this program to fix all of that. All right, to fix all of that. So I think today we're going to be covering day 20. We're going to be covering day 20. I'm going to try to cover day 21 all today. But right now, it's all Mad Lucrative podcast time. Huh? So it's been some different things going on in these streets. I have seen all of y'all's DMs. Do I have anything to wrap up from the weekend? I do have something to wrap up from the weekend. I talked about it a little bit, but this past last Saturday actually, so a full week cycle has gone by. Last week I went to go live, and what I've been doing is if I'm on a certain platform, like right now I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and I'm missing one. I'm missing one of them. But since I go live on all of these, I normally try to give an exclusive camera shot angle, one angle from the camera on TikTok or on IG, right? Well, I went to go live last Saturday to make beats and all that stuff, and the phone just blacked out. And when I say blacked out, it's just like it just blacked out. And I am not an advocate of just buying every new iPhone because it came out. I'm not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not gonna do it. I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna just be buying stuff just to be buying it. So I went to. I was talking to, I think, one of my other techie friends. I was like, "Yo, what do you think? What's wrong with my phone? What do you think is popping?" He was like, "Yo, it might be a bad motherboard. They might have to just replace that. Or you gonna have to buy another one." So of course, in my brain, again, I want to solve the problem. I don't want to put a band-aid on it. I don't want to try to, I can work with this. I can do this. No, I don't want to do that. No, no. How much is it for a new one? Right. So I went in. I looked on the Apple website. Keep in mind, I literally just bought a new laptop. I've been talking about this for a minute. Just got a new MacBook. The newest, it's an M1, M2, M3, something like that. M3. It's a new one, right? So anyway, just got that. Y'all know how much the MacBooks cost. So I was like, all right, I don't feel like buying no phone, and I don't do the payments on that. We don't do those. We don't do those. And I'm not shaming anybody for that does do it. I'm just saying, a lot of the times, all of the interest that comes along with just making the payments on stuff, it's not worth it. Like, you're gonna double pay, triple pay, whatever you're gonna pay for it. So I went on Apple's website, and keep in mind, this. Oh yeah. I forgot. I gotta talk. Oh, Apple about to get it today. I just felt a thorn on my side of. These mother. All right. So anyway, I go on Apple's website. I'm looking at the new iPhone 16, iPhone 17, whatever. I said, all right, it looks just like the one I got. I think I got a 13 or 14, something like that. I said, it looks just like the one I got. What is the point? So I'm looking at the little videos. They say, well, it got the AI element. You can talk to it, and it's just like ChatGPT because it's integrated. I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't care. I can literally just open up the ChatGPT app on the phone that I currently have and talk to it. I talk to ChatGPT like it's another person. So anyway, I was like, that ain't gonna sell me. So then say, if you want to take pictures, you can now swipe the side, and it'll it'll zoom in, and you swipe the side, and it zooms in. Now you can do more. You can do more editing on your phone. Like, well, I already got multiple things to edit in my studios. I got multiple things to edit with. That's not worth nothing to me. So then it says it got this cool little rainbow feature. Once you're talking to the AI, it lights up on the edges. I'm like, okay. Y'all are playing in my face. Y'all are literally playing in my face. I said, no, ain't no way. I'm not, you can't sell me on a new iPhone. You can't do it. So then I started to call around. Because I'm like, okay, I pay for insurance for why? Why do I pay for insurance? So I call T-Mobile, right? In which I was thinking about switching because I got a whole play for that too. If y'all want to know some of the plays, stay here for a minute. Stay here. So I called T-Mobile. T-Mobile says, all right, well, what you could do. No, I couldn't call T-Mobile. That's right, because it happened on a Saturday night. So I called T-Mobile that Sunday, right after church. I said, look, something on my phone is not working, and I need to bring it in. They said, all right, cool, bring it in. I had to make that call from somebody else's phone, first off. Keep in mind, I still got this thing. I got this Apple Watch. This might be bad promo for Apple. It is what it is. Y'all got to do better. Please do better. So anyway, I pull up to the store. They tell me, okay, yeah, you've been paying for the insurance. You got insurance on everything you got on your watch. You got insurance on your phones, and it's all that. And I got 2 iPhones and 2 Apple Watches, me and my wife, right? So I said, all right, cool. I'm going to go in here and drop the phone off. So he says, what you can do, you can still make phone calls on that watch, though, bro. You can make phone calls on that watch. I said, okay, I bet. What do I need to do differently? He said, all you got to do is just make a call on it. You can text message from the watch. You do everything from the watch. I said, okay, I'm going to try it. Y'all, when I tell you, I felt like the dumbest dummy ever. So I'm looking, I'm in traffic. First off, I'm in traffic. I see text messages going off on different, because I'm a part of like maybe 4 different group texts. As far as like either business, lucrative community, upgrade, well, more than 4. I'm a part of a bunch of different group texts, right? So I'm just seeing the text going off on the screen. And look at, y'all know how little the screen is. Look, this is my fingertips. This is how little the screen is. So I said, all right, cool. I do what I got to do. So I go go to Apple. I mean, I go to T-Mobile, drop the phone off. I'm talking on the watch, and now I'm looking at people. Look at me, like, why is your wrist up to your face? Why? And keep in mind, my day job, I have to talk to customers all day long. So when I'm calling the customer, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I'm here to check." How stupid! It's just the stupidest thing ever. So then, what I noticed was it would have some dropouts on the GPS. The GPS would have bad dropouts. So my tail, I'm having to go to different Starbucks. I'm going to this Starbucks. And what I'm doing is I'm tapping into their Wi-Fi so I can figure out how to get the Wi-Fi to from address to address. The Apple Watch was trash. When it came to using the GPS on the Apple Watch, trash. And when it came to phone calls, it was alright. But then even with that, watch this. Maybe that's my fault. I'll take ownership of that. But I'm looking at the watch, I'm calling people, and then I'm asking them to repeat the phone number that I called them from, right? They're giving me a whole nother phone number. I'm like, wait, this watch has a whole nother phone number? He's like, yeah, this number is not your regular cell. I'm like, oh my God. So, needless to say, y'all, we are screwed if we lose our phones. There it is. I say all that to say that. We are screwed if we lose our phones. Because I was just this we don't realize how much stuff we use our phone for. All right. So me personally, this is my daily routine. I'll give you my daily routine in 30 seconds. All right. I get up in the morning. Because watch this. I got up in the morning because I had the alarm on my phone. I'm looking at the weather. I'm seeing what the weather's gonna look like. Not because I want to turn the news on just yet, but the weather's on my phone. I said, all right, cool. My morning commute on the way to work. When I listen to my podcast and the motivational speaking and all that stuff that I like to listen to, guess where those playlists are? On my phone. And bank accounts on the phone. If you're trying to do anything, even the what is it called? Like the verification codes, if you get tapped out of or locked out of any of your accounts, guess what they're gonna send the verification to? Your phone. So even I was just like, yo, this is too much. I said if I have to tell everybody when I go on the pod, we are screwed. If we lose our phones, it's over. It's over. It's over. They did it. They did it. We are officially dependent on the phone. Right? We're officially you say, bro, I never thought about it like that. Yes, sir. We are done, dog. Get your kids, get your wife, it's a wrap. They coming for you. All right. Anyway, there's been a few things in the news cycle that I did want to talk. I did want to say. Oh, R.I.P. to George Foreman. R.I.P. to George Foreman, man. If y'all have never watched the George Foreman movie, I think it might be on Netflix. Go watch the George Foreman movie. I think, especially my youngins, right? I am an '80s baby. I was born in '83, so I did grow up amongst that whole circuit. And my family loved boxing. That's one of the only sports that I currently watch is till this day. It's like boxing and MMA fights. I love those, right? But as far as football, basketball, I'm not one of them guys, right? Not that. But anyway, RIP to George Foreman. Y'all should go watch the doc or I don't think it's a doc. It's a movie that's centered around his life. But today I wanted to bring a few people to the stage. Oh, Jesus. The first person that I want to bring to the stage. I don't want to talk business just yet. I don't want to talk. Well, no, we can't talk business because we're still in the middle of the 30 for 30 challenge. So let's talk business right quick. Let's talk business. Uh, so I just came across this news clip or this clip where it was Damon John talking about how his mom went in and invested into Fubu, and I thought it was a nice teachable moment for everybody that's in the creative space, especially my musicians. I thought this was a really good clip. I'm gonna bring this up. Everybody on TikTok, my apologies, y'all can't see the screen, but everybody else can see it. Y'all, if you want to see it, follow me on the Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. You'll see the feed, you'll see the stream and everything going on. But it's the same thing, but like enhanced with more stuff going on the screen. All right, so hopefully y'all can see this. And I thought it was funny it's some funny moments that I want to bring out on this because I thought, let's see, let me pull it up. Let me pull them up. All right, y'all can see it now. All right, there we go. So this is Damon John. This is Damon John, aka Shark Tank, aka creator of Fubu, aka a marketing genius. This is him talking about his start, the start to get Fubu where it is, right? And before I let it play, I have one thing I want to say. I think it's important for all of us creative people and all of the entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur, you are a creative. I don't just limit creative people to musicians or dancers or visual artists or performing artists. Like, I don't limit it to that. I look at everybody that creates something out of nothing as a creative. So if you are a human, that is you. That's everybody. The thing is, you might not have figured out what you need to tap into just yet, right? And that's one of the reasons I'm here to help. That's one of the reasons I'm here to help. Let me see. What up, Reggie? Big Reg in the building. What up? 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 All right, so I'm gonna pull Damon John back up, and there was some cool things I could pull out. I need to start getting Reg on the pod. I need to bring him on. And I did see, bro. I've been everywhere, dog. I'm gonna hit you back up. I promise you. I'm gonna try to hit you today. I'm gonna try to hit you today. But all right, look at this. This is Damon John.
Turned down by 27 banks. I go home with my mother. I said I got turned down by 27 banks. She said, I didn't know 27 banks existed. My mother goes out and gets a $100,000 loan on my house. My mother moves out, my friends move in, I turn my house into a factory. Then all of a sudden I realized the $100,000 is now $500 because I was paying for raw goods 90 days ahead of time. I was paying for machines. I was paying for salaries for staff. I was shipping. And I was about to be homeless. I didn't deliver all the clothes.
Those weren't business problems that the main...
I want to point something out. There's one small thing I want to point out about that so far. Notice. Damon John said his mom went and got $100,000 loan on the house. $100,000 loan on the house. The first thing that sticks out is, okay, that means that house has some equity in it. The house was not upside down. It wasn't at market. Like, so case in point, if you got a house that's worth $200,000, but you owe $100,000, well, now you got $100,000 in equity. Get it? Like, the house you own is worth $200,000, but you only owe $100,000. You got $100,000 now that you can play with. Or if we want to make it a little bit more easier to figure out, if you got a $400,000 house, let's say that you got a $400,000 house, but you only owe $100,000 on it, you now have $300,000 of equity. That lets me know that Damon John's mama wasn't no dummy. She had some knowledge on how to have equity in the house. She had knowledge on how to pull equity, and she also had knowledge on good credit. Because guess what? Everybody that's talking about equity plays, you still got to clear that credit, dog. You still, big bro, you still got to make sure that you got good credit. Because guess what? The bank is not gonna lend her any money on that equity if her credit is bad. They gonna be looking like you. All right, your son got a t-shirt. He got a t-shirt line. Good. Congratulations for him. Let's give him a clap. He's good. Good job. Now you coming to us for what? I just want to get $100,000 off my equity. Okay, you got a 500 credit score. Go do better. Go do better. I love when people make some suggestions and they don't have no knowledge on how to get other things done. What Reggie say? Equity and mom had credit with it. Exactly. She had credit with a W too. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Jesus. I just be wondering why people think that you could just get money out of the air. Or you could just get a loan on a house out of the air. I ain't gonna front. In my earlier stages of life, I was just like, why can't you just give me the loan? I mean, I was paying rent. This should be my credit, right? I was paying rent, so man, bruh. Oh, Jesus. I know my wife would probably get on us about the whole walking through houses and praying to live in that house. God, I know you're going to bless me with this house, and then we're going to walk through. We're going to touch the counters. Oh, I love life. I love life. Walking through houses, touching, say, bless me, Lord, with this house. I know you're gonna bless me. Manifestation. Ooh, you better manifest yourself a good job and go get a W-2 and get a loan on the house. Stop playing. All right. Oh, Jesus. Oh. All right, let it play.
Brands were facing. They had a built-in infrastructure on how to do this.
Good old mom. One last idea. She puts an ad in the newspaper. $1 million in orders need financing. 33 people.
She wasn't no slouch, bro. Damon John mama, his mama was a G, bro, for real. She took the chance. Lord Jesus. And there's more to talk about, but I'm going to let it play.
Ad. One of them was a company called Samsung's Textile Division. Criteria was, we will manufacture and deliver your clothes. You're going to have to sell $5 million worth of clothes in 3 years to keep this deal. I do the deal with Samsung, and I sell $30 million worth of clothes in 3 months.
Hercules! Oh, did he say 3 million? He said 30 million? Did he say 30 million? I almost want. I don't have a way to rewind it. I think did he say 30 million in the chat? I think he said 30 million. Or did he say 3 million or 30 million? I thought he said 30 million. I think he said 30 million.
I get turned out.
I think he said 30 million. But anyway, shouts out to Damon John, man. Shouts out to Damon John. So the first things that come to mind, like I said, we already talked about his mom for the most part. But I think the more teachable moment in this is Damon John's mom saw something in him that maybe, because I think he got siblings, she saw something in him that maybe the other siblings didn't possess, and maybe he was the leader to get everything initiated, get everything started. But this is what I want everybody to realize. Y'all know I'm always coming with a little bit of smoke. This is what I want everybody to realize. Why do you want somebody to invest in anything that you got going on if you ain't got nothing going on? Come on. Huh? I'll wait. Do 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 do. Take brick. We gonna pick brick for 10, Alex. I love my little clap button. I'm sorry. My clap button is the greatest. But yeah, it's just like, yo, I don't understand how people think that anybody should invest in something that's not moving, right? Case in point, I always love to use this example. This is my perfect example. If you're a business owner, right, and let's say you've gotten to the point where you're netting $1 million, you're getting $1 million every year. Dish up 2020 $1 million. All right, up 2021 $1.5 million. Up 2022 $1 million, 2 million and whatever, right? You've gotten to the point where you're consistently making M's, right? And now you get somebody over here that says, hey, come invest in my dream. Okay, cool. I heard you. I promise I heard you. But why you do that? Show me a little bit of something, because I'm still working on. And this is the balancing act that I started with. This is the balancing act that I started talking about when I first started the podcast. So now you got the person that's netting $1 million, $3 million, $5 million, right? And they hitting numbers every year. They got new projections. They got new things, new technology that they're working on, new relationships that's being developed, right? Now you got all of this stuff going on, and you got a good rotation. You done bought you your first Maybach. You done bought you your first $1 million house. You done bought you your first $1 million building. Now you got a staff. Now your staff is getting $100,000 per fiscal year. And this is the thing. This is what business owners should want to go. Like, you should want to develop yourself where you can help other people, help other families get to the bag, right? But this is what normally happens. You get the person that's getting the M's. Now this creative person comes over, or this person that started a new business. Say, look, I want you to invest in my business. Say, okay, cool. I hear you. I'm working on this thing right now, though. So while I'm working on this, can you send me something? Like, tell me a little bit about the business. Once you send it to me, I'm going to look at it. Because look, what y'all don't realize is the person that's got the M's already, they're still, my bad, y'all, my bad. The person that got the M's already, they're still in the middle of working on their thing. They don't have the ability to stop working on their thing to listen to your dream, to listen to your goal. But what they can do is say, okay, send me a report, send me a deck, send me anything, show me what you're working on, and then let me make a decision based off of that. But what a lot of us try to do, we get in our feelings. Just like, boy, why you want so much? You want me to send you everything. I can't. All I just asked you for was $1,000. I mean, god dang. All I that's what y'all be doing it. Y'all know y'all be doing it. All I asked you for was $1,000. You making millions of dollars. I just saw you pull up in the Maybach. Your wife just bought a Range Rover. You can send me $1,000. And the $1,000,000 person is still look with grace, with peace, and with grace. It's like, okay, look, I understand you're a little bit of you got some hesitations. You're a little bit frustrated with me. Okay, I understand frustration, but just send me something on paper. And all we got to do is figure out how to organize the paperwork. And then after you organize the paperwork, figure out what are you offering to people. And once you do that and you created some type of value and other people see the value in the product that you brought to the table, now you take that to the millionaire and they say, look, hey, I came to you 6 months ago and I was just starting, but now 6 months in, we're making about $3,000 a month. And it ain't gotta be a super hefty price. They just want to see some real movement going on, y'all. That's all people want to see. Some real movement. Do you have real movement going on? And when I invest my money, how am I getting it back? Or am I going to be a co-owner? I.e. like Shark Tank, where they say, well, I want to own this in perpetuity. I want a piece of it. I want 15%. I want 20%. That's when all of that stuff comes into play. But guess what? They wouldn't even technically want a percentage like that if the business is bamming. If in Damon John's case, his issue was not necessarily the product. His issue was fulfilling the orders. He already had somewhat of a process going. He already had his folk coming through to help him with this stuff. Now, yeah, you can reach out to the Samsung textile companies and they're going to say yes. Guess what? They don't have to guess where their money is coming from. And honestly, I would not be surprised now. Back in the day, it was a little bit more difficult to get the analytics and to get the reports for sales. It was a little bit more difficult back then, but now everything is digital. All he had to do is show them, look, I got, and y'all think about it like this. If y'all think about it this, it makes perfect sense. If somebody comes to you, and let's say you're in a position of power, you got enough money, you got an extra $100,000. You got an extra $100,000 that you could stand to lose if you had to lose it. If you did lose it, it wouldn't hurt that bad. All right. So now you got an entrepreneur that comes up to you and say, "Look, man, I got this new product. It's going crazy in the streets right now, and I need somebody to help me fulfill the product." You're gonna say, "Okay, what you mean?" They're gonna say, "Look, I need like $50,000. If you can give me $50,000, I can fulfill all these orders. I can get your money back." Guess what? You can look at all the analytics and know that you're gonna get the 50,000 back plus more. So now you have more leverage to play with the deal. You got more leverage. Now you don't have to say, well, in the event that you don't sell this amount of product, then I'm gonna have to take a PCO company. No, you don't even have to do that no more. Everything is right in front of our face, and we just got to pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to the numbers. But I definitely would love to. I don't know if his mom is still alive. I'm talking about Damon John's mom, but I think that says a lot about her being in a position to be able again to pull out equity on her house to help him start that business, and to be able to call out the possibilities, and you see the dream in action for your kid, and say, all right, I'm gonna pull out $100,000 for my kid because I see him doing this and I know it's gonna work. This dude did, I think it's 30 million in sales. 30 million in sales. Like, that's hands down. I listen. So I think the moral of this story, as far as this one particular clip, is let's make sure that we get ourselves in a position of I don't say position of power, but get in the position where people can see what we're wanting them to invest in. They can see it in action. It's important for people to see it in action. It's not enough for you to tell somebody about the goal, or tell somebody about the dream, or tell somebody, what we gonna do. in the next year, bro, we gonna go crazy. Like, that's not enough. They got to see you doing something consistently, right? Next clip, next clip. And I know I could run on a little bit long, so I'm trying to make everything quick. Shouts out to Miss Felicia Rashad, man. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to her. Before I go to my last clip and we start wrapping it up, I wanted to cover this Felicia Rashad clip for 1 second because I have been saying this over and over as it relates to the females and the males and how we conduct ourselves on social media, and I have not really. I don't like where the street that we're driving down. We're driving down a crazy dark path. And I don't want to sound like the uncle that's preachy and all that stuff. That's not my motive. But I just have noticed a lot of things over the years. That's henceforth. Everybody that comes to my music reviews, y'all know I got this No More Poverty music in my studio. Like, it's a neon sign that says No More Poverty music. And y'all know I had Stop Making Poverty Music merch, right? All of that's my merch, right? Well, a lot of that stuff came from looking at what we call the culture. What we call the culture, I think, is just Sodom and Gomorrah. It is Sodom and Gomorrah, fire and brimstone, right? I don't like it. I don't like it. And for me not liking it, again, I always try to create a product or a service that can offset what's going on. That's me. So Felicia Rashad, i.e. Auntie, came to the Breakfast Club and she had a few thoughts as it relates to the young women and how they're perceived in public. Now, this is the thing. I'm gonna say at least 30 minutes of that interview of Felicia Rashad on the Breakfast Club. Well, Miss Felicia Rashad on the Breakfast Club, and she had so much grace. She spoke with so much grace, and so it's elegance. You can see it, you hear it. Like, I wish she would do like a masterclass on like being a woman. Just like I think some dudes need the masterclass on like, this is how you conduct yourself as a man. If you want to be a man, this is how you should do certain things. Dot dot dot. And not getting our feelings from the man's perspective or the female's perspective. Don't get in our feelings when somebody calls out insecurity. Me personally, at my big age of 41, the way I look at people calling out my insecurities is, okay, you called that out about me. That must mean that's something that I need to fix. It's something that I need to fix. And guess what? It's not my job to fight you and tell you, well, no, I don't need to fix nothing. It's just me. This is just how I am. Oh, how many of us did that? How many of us still doing that? This is just how I am. I ain't gonna change it. This is my life, and this is how I live, and this is how I conduct myself in public. If you want to do that, that tells me that you've committed to being stagnant. That tells me that you've committed to not growing. You've committed to it. You have signed the paperwork. Say, look, I don't want. You say you want me to change that about me. I'm talking too loud to you. This is just me. This is how I am. I am not changing. Then you go. Y'all know somebody else been signing stuff and showing it to the camera. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you signed up for being stagnant, and I don't like that, man. I don't like it. So again, maybe I'm a guy that should do some of the man teaching. I do the man teaching. I love relationships. All right, so let me bring Felicia Rashad to the screen. She got some nice words for y'all ladies, in the peaceful, graceful way. She ain't shut. She ain't. We have a lot of examples of people doing it the wrong way. We have a lot of examples. But anyway, let's bring her to the stage. Let her talk for a little bit. Let her speak. Can we see it? There we go. Hey. Hey. There we go. Bam. Felicia Rashad. All right, here we go.
Shot where dignity and grace were everything. So you ever look at how wild Hollywood is now, you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress.
I want to start a poll. Based off of the way women dress, and this is a question for the women. Fellas, y'all can stay out of this. Stay out of it. Based off of the way women dress, current day, for my women, this is the question for y'all. Do y'all feel like this is empowering? Or do y'all feel like this is what's the word I'm looking for? Over sexualizing being a woman. Is it being over sexualized or is this empowering the way women are dressing today? What is it?
Some pants.
You got
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about elbow, shoulder over here. I just see. You want my coat? The young ladies are so beautiful. Mm-hmm. They're so beautiful. And something has happened in popular culture. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. Mm-hmm. But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. Mm. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that.
Unless you're a pimp.
Right?
I grew up on Method Man saying, wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off. Boo.
But it's like there's today's designers. I mean, there's ways. There are other things, and I just
leave something to the imagination.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Some things are for my eyes only.
And like you said, they're always being sexy without showing so much.
Oh, please. And
so I got a small take. And y'all are commenting. Appreciate y'all. I say this is definitely over sexualized in today's generation. Okay. Y'all are responding. Thank you for responding. Alright. Over sexualized. Some things are empowering, especially if you come from being overweight. Once you lose weight, you want to show people all of the effort that you put into lose your weight loss journey. Okay. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. Why does that have to be the go-to every time? Why does that have to be the go-to? Because for me, I've told y'all about having the fat jeans forever. I said the way I grew up, I did grow up as the fat kid. I had to put in, and still, even to this day, I have to put forth a lot of effort to make sure I don't start getting into the super overweight area. Like I have to work out consistently. So for me, it's more so, okay, I might, once I cut up more, at most, I might show chest in the form of a tank top during the summertime. At the most, right? But it seems like, I don't know, the go-to, and I told Kay this on the Lucrative Love Pod, I felt like a lot of women, the way they dress is for other women. It ain't for the dudes. It ain't for us, because we don't be caring like that. Like, truth be told, us fellas, if you got some jogging pants on and you that fire, if you are really that fire and you got jogging pants on, we don't really care if you got a dress on. It's like, yo, dang, sheesh. Look at the jogging pants, you're going crazy, right? Dudes don't really be caring like that. So, who else you doing it for? It ain't for us. One Del Soul, what up, big dog? What up? Also, got to think how unstable and morally disregarding OnlyFans is. I agree. So this I'm glad you said that, because I had another clip that was gonna kind of parallel what Miss Rashad was talking about today. Because I would like to blame some of it on the economy. Economy. But the other half of that is, I feel like some of the women are taking the easy route out, right? Easy route out. It was some girl, and I thought I saved the video. Maybe I didn't save the video, but it's one girl that she's starting to sell feet pictures, and she's selling. Hold up, is this the one? She's selling feet pictures and all this stuff on OnlyFans, and she's talking about how she paid her mortgage from the feet pictures. Well, my issue is not the feet pictures. My issue ain't even that. My issue ain't even How you get your money is how you get the money. However you figured out how to get it, I salute you. You did a good job. Congratulations. You made your money. But when it comes to being tasteful, right? I feel like everybody is down low and nobody wants to really talk about what's really going on. What's really going on is couples and relationships have separated. People are not together no more. People ain't even like back in when I was coming up through high school and through college and summer after college. When I was coming up, it was the thrill to try to find one of them bad ones and not find them just to smash either. Like to find a little bit of companionship. We wanted companionship, so now it's like, what are we doing? Like, so then I've seen out of my 41 years of life, I've seen us go from everybody wanting to find a partner and they wanting to find a mate. And this man and female, male and female. Even the players wanted a girl. The players wanted a girl, right? So we've gone from that to now everybody is focused on getting that bag, getting that bag. Why are they focused on getting that bag? Everybody's down low. So now if you're down low and you've been focused on getting that bag, I gotta get that bag, I gotta get that bag. Okay, cool. What are you doing to get the bag? And I think everybody's just ignoring all of the nastiness the nasty options that's being presented to get the bag. Because we think this is the easier route out, which it could be easier short term. But this is what I would look at. How are your skills being developed in the middle of you getting the bag, however you get the bag? What skills are you developing? Okay, you develop social media skills. Okay, great. You develop how to create a schedule because you got to have your post out. I'm talking about like the OnlyFans girls. You figured out how to do that. All right, cool. You're pleasuring yourself during these sessions, or you just figuring out. Even with that, they're not even doing that no more. Let me show y'all this. Let me show you this. And I was like, yo, it's sad. It's sad. Hold up. Let me pull it up.
Hi guys.
Hold up. And this is, I ain't gonna front. She does. No, she. How she sound on the joint? I'm like, I see why they paying for it. But listen to this. This girl right here is selling pretty much phone sex is pretty much what it is. It's like new age phone sex. But what listen to what she says first. What she says is the most important part.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I pay my mortgage in 4 minutes.
See what she said? How I pay my mortgage in 4 minutes. You don't have no other way to pay your mortgage? Okay. That's my see, that's what I'm saying. All right, now let him talk.
Okay, so that's
everybody that's listening on TikTok, what she's doing is she's making a cup of macaroni and cheese and she's putting salt and pepper in it and she's stirring it up.
Paid a hefty amount for a 4-minute voice memo. So not even a video, a voice memo. Hi EJ, how are you? Thank you so much for buying this custom. Oh my gosh, Jay. Oh.
And she's stirring the macaroni and cheese up as she's talking in the phone. So my thing is, okay, who is paying for this stuff, first off? What is the state that the man is in that's paying for this? Why does he not have a girl? Is he even looking for it? Is this cheaper? Is it cheaper for him to pay for this? I'm sorry. And you know it ain't. You know it's not cheap because she said she paying her mortgage from one voice memo. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. And I don't like the fact that the more socialist pushing, I be talking about women empowerment, but honestly, I feel like, and I've said this before, so it's nothing new. What y'all are calling women empowerment is not women empowerment. It's not. All what y'all are calling women empowerment is man bashing, and we don't need a nigga. We don't need them. We don't need a. We don't need them. I was like, okay, cool. You don't need us. Great. What do you want us to do? And this is why a lot of us are doing what they call jumping ship. This is why. It's weird. We're in a weird spot, y'all. We're in a weird spot. I did have one last video to cover. and I got to jump off and then jump right back on because we got to do our 30 for 30 check-in. So I wanted us to cover this video for a hot second. Y'all notice how I just went past that. Just go straight past her. It's this different, man. It's different. I don't like it. All right, so look at this. I want us to cover this. I'm not going to talk about Jess and Lauren. I can talk about Jess and Lauren for a second. So when it comes to that whole situation, I think had Corey Holcomb never posted what he posted, it never would have been a big deal. That's what I think. I do think that there has been some friction over there for a minute, but I don't feel like the friction is initiated through Jess or Lauren. I think Charlemagne is the friction starter. I think Charlemagne starts the friction. Because you look at how he did with Angela Yee. You look at how he does with all the guests. He's literally like their Wendy Williams. He's the male Wendy Williams of the Breakfast Club. And I think he probably would even tell you, like, yeah, I took a lot of my notes from her. So if you ask me, I think that that's what's going on. And he didn't regulate anything. He's just letting stuff happen because it's content over everything. I'm going to make sure I post this. I'm going to make sure I do this. That's what Charlemagne is doing. So that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on that. All right, lastly, I wanted us to end on this note, especially my guy. He's talking about pretty much music business and content creating, and this kind of goes along with the 30 for 30 challenge and what this has meant for everybody that's in the content creating space. Because again, the 30 for 30 is to benefit everybody, like for you to build your brand. So let me bring him to the stage for a second. He got some good stuff to talk about
right this second,
and I just want us to hear him out. And everybody that sent me this is like, yo, this is chicken on the stick. Yes, this is chicken on the stick. This is chicken on the stick all day. All right, so let's see. Let him talk.
dollars right this second. Most people have a smartphone.
Is that LG?
They might not have a laptop.
If you're looking at this on TikTok, the caption says, if you have $0, this is exactly how I made my first $5,000. Right? If you have $0, this is exactly how I made my first $5,000. That's what the caption says.
If you have a smartphone, give something away for free right away. My free work has led to my biggest paying clients. My free work has built my career. So when I say I wouldn't tell you to do something that I wouldn't tell myself. So first of all, your hot leads are on your phone. Whether you have a bunch of people with dogs and you want to start walking them, walk the first set of dogs for free, right? The next one leads to the service, right? So then you start with the hot leads. The second thing is my go-to. Start a social media marketing agency and help all these businesses on social media. Offer them free reels.
Let me stop this for a second. I have one point to pull out from this. Everybody that's used to making up the excuse or that's used to picking the side of, well, I can't do it because it's 1,000 other people that's doing it, and you're comparing your outcome to their current situation. Y'all gotta stop doing that. The reason I say that is, do you realize how? Let me just see. Let's ask ChatGPT how many people are on in the world. Chat, and she might be able to tell me. Let's see. How many people are in the world? All right, ChatGPT is telling me right now, as of 2025, is roughly 8.1 billion people. Roughly 8.1 billion people. And then she asked me, do I want her to break it down in territories and regions? Yes. Let her break it down. And this is the reason I'm doing this is because I think we underestimate how many people are in the world and how many people might be able to use our service. Right? So right now in the US we got roughly 347 million people are in the US. 370 million people in the US. 1.4 billion people are in India. 1.4 billion people are in China. Oh, we way behind, ain't we? Woo-wee. It's something there. I wouldn't even tell y'all this. And y'all can see it too, right? Yeah, everybody can see this. Look at that. It's 1.4 billion people in India, 1.4 billion people in China, 347 million people in the U.S., 286 million people in Indonesia, and so on and so on and so on and so on in the lower populated places. But even look at this by region. Asia, 4 billion. Africa, 1.5 billion. You look at North America, we still low. I want to blame that on our food. I want to blame that on our social media. I want to blame that on it's a lot of factors that's cutting down those numbers. But anyway, that's not the point I want to pull out because I don't want to get into conspiracy bags. My point I want to pull out is this. Even though you might offer something that 10 other people offer, you're only gonna, I'll pull up another one. How many, and this is the point I'm proving. When you build a business that's so big and you service a certain amount of people, there technically is only a cap when you create the cap. The cap is only created when you create it. So let's see, how many customers does Amazon have? All right, so look at this. Right now, ChatGPT is telling me right now, active. Amazon currently services 315 million active customers. 315 million active customers. So, in the US, 230 million people are currently using it. In the US. Globally, it's only 180 million people globally. So when we all see Jeff Bezos and when we all see Steve Jobs, well, not Steve Jobs, he's dead. I ain't saying it right. But when we all see all of these big corporations look at expanding their market share and they want to expand globally, that's why they want to expand globally. They almost hit a full cap. If you have 318 million people out of 340 million people using your service, you don't have that much ceiling to grow in one area. Now it's time to grow globally. So what I like to use is examples like this when it comes to musicians. And when it comes to services that you provide, and when people come up and say, "Yo, what kind of business you got?" You have a global business that services people that do ... And it's important because that's what the big guys are doing. If we want to wonder why the companies are wanting to do as much work overseas as possible, and it's not just about what your boy is signing off on, because I can't say his name. Every time I say his name, they they limit the video, so I can't say that. But all of the paperwork that's being signed currently affects that type of thing, right? What we get from overseas, the products and services that we get from overseas. Guess what? If I were you, I would create the business right here and start offering it to the people right now, and then start to target your audience and find people that's in your space globally. Case in point, and I got to wrap it up because we almost at the hour, so I got to wrap it up. But case in point, when we do a, let's say a music workshop, right? Because I do something called the Accelerated Masterclass. The Accelerated Masterclass is me teaching producers on how to produce beats, the templates that I use, how to mix the beats, how to do vocal arranging, how to structure your deals, producers decks, sync deals, commercial placements. I go through all of this stuff in 3 days, right? Well, my primary fan base is technically musicians, right? But musicians aren't just in the US. Musicians are everywhere. I have people that's come to my lives that's from Denmark. I had one guy that was in here from Sweden the other day. It's like, okay, so this is actually already a global brand. How do I expand it? And this is what I want everybody to start doing. When you are in the space of, all right, I'm a content creator or I'm a musician and I want to hit these amount of people. Well, guess what? You got to find those people, especially once you honed in on your brand. especially when you got the people to buy into what you're doing. Now you got to find the guy, and we call it the avatar. Your customer is your avatar. Not like the video, not like the movie, but the avatar. So my avatar, and this is, hopefully this helps y'all out, but my avatar right now is a male 24 to 44. 24 to 44 male that's in the space of being a musician, but they also want to become an entrepreneur. That is my primary focus. That is my avatar. That is my primary fan base. When I look at all my videos and I look at all of my analytics, it's those guys, 24 to 44, maybe a little bit higher, but they are all in the second half. Well, all of my 30-year-olds and up, they're in the second half of trying to do music again. But guess what? There's new technology that's been developed along the way that I need to teach them on. And I create services that offer them that stuff. My 501c3 offers that stuff to communities, right? So once I've honed in on that fan base, and let's say most of my people are in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, maybe a little bit of Texas. Well, I still got room to grow. Even in the U.S., I got room to. I could go to Delaware and see who's in that space. I could go to Mississippi, see who's doing stuff over there. I could go to Florida, see who needs the service. I could go to all 50 states to see who needs this service. And guess what? You'll probably be M'd up just with doing that part. You'll be M'd up just from doing that part. Now we can start dipping into the overseas market. And it's so many people that go through this whole routine. And I'm trying to get everybody to understand, look, we have to think global. We have to think global. The more you try to niche down as far as who you're targeting, the worse off you're going to be. Because what's going to happen is, like what we just shared right now, Amazon is the perfect example. Right now they service 315 million active customers worldwide. 315 million active customers worldwide. We only have 340 million people in the U.S. But worldwide, we talking about, what was the number? 8 billion? Let me look at it one more time. Globally, right now, it's roughly 8.1 billion people in the world. 8.1 billion people in the world. That's opportunity for growth. And we look at Elon, and we look at Jeff Bezos, and we look at all of the people that have these billion-dollar statuses. They're just servicing people. They're just servicing people, giving people what they want, giving people what they need. We got to find it. All right, so I got to get out of here. Everybody that's wanting to do the 30 for 30 challenge, please make sure you follow the Mad Lucrative Network page on YouTube, Mad Lucrative Network. And if you want the 30 for 30 PDF, the link is in my bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description. I would love to see you there. We got a few more days left over where we're going live, but after that, it ain't no more lives as far as the 30 for 30. So come through with your questions. I got some answers for you. I'm here to help you out. All right. Y'all have a great day. Hopefully I have a good weekend and a good week. All right. Peace.